Welcome to Fandom Night, the show that looks at Shane with Bela Lugosi eyes. I'm your host, William Bush, Reploid Bill. Let's do the co-host thing.
That's also epic and creepy at the same time.
See, I would have used a different opener, but that works.
Shane McCree, proto guy.
Yeah,
He's
the
looking.
lone guy of the paladin art thing, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Scott Action Jackson.
He's an actiony guy.
Today we are continuing the Final Fantasy legacy.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
We have been trudging along, and it is time for Final Fantasy 1.
You mean XI?
Or 11.
It's Final Fantasy XI.
No, I was just, that's how I have to do everything at work now. They have me on this weird telemarketing system.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
One. That's how you say 11 now.
Cannot pick. Damn it!
Yeah.
Stupid thing.
So let's get some contact information out of the way. If you would like to contact the show, that's fandomnight@gmail.com. Contact me, reploidbill, gmail.com. I'm also on Google+. It's William Bush. The show also has a Facebook page, iTunes, yada yada,
Twitter.
hibbity bop, skoogity boo.
Weird.
So,
See, for the opener, I would have used something like, Welcome to Fandom Night, the show that pays a monthly subscription to play one character.
it is now time for me not to talk much.
And
Anybody who's been listening to the show that's been waiting for Bill to shut up, this is your fucking episode because Bill knows almost nothing about 11.
Holy
He's
shit, wait. Shane, does that mean this is basically our episode? We get to talk without Bill being a douche?
I've only got one thing I can say. I'm going to say my piece, and I'm going to go take a shit while you guys film.
You didn't play it because it was online only.
Final Fantasy 11 should have never got a number. If it would have been Final Fantasy Online, I would have been fine with it. It's a real stupid complaint. But I feel like if the
it's a
game
legit
gets a
complaint.
number, it should be a single player, at the most 2 players, and it should have a solid storyline that I interact with offline. It's just the way I am. So, this is Final Fantasy 11, and it's your guys' show. I can't give a score here. It's too biased.
Well,
Yeah.
Scott can't give it
I
either,
can't give either, but I do agree with Bill. With it being online only, it would have been better if it was online only in the name.
Well, yeah, but
if that was the case,
the entire
14
Crystal Chronicles series would have been better if it wouldn't have had Final Fantasy in the title.
Yeah, but then 14 could have been like Final Fantasy Online
And
2.
like the Final Fantasy movie, Spirit Within. It should have just been called The Spirits Within.
Yeah.
It would have done better without Final Fantasy in the title.
So you guys talk Final Fantasy 11. I'm going to go play Crisis Core.
And my little experience with Final Fantasy 11 is just selling the game and all of its expansions on the PC. So that's all I got for Final Fantasy 11.
I like Crisis Core.
So...
Crisis Core's not for you. Talk 11.
Alright, FF11. This one's probably going to go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because
To be fair,
you played it for 2
I
hours.
only played it for a few hours, so to be fair...
I played it for over a year and never made it past level 25.
Fuck.
Because I kept getting shitty parties. And they
Shit
kept getting
parties.
me killed.
I
So my red mage was able to use End Blizzard once.
To be fair,
And then never again.
when I first bought Final Fantasy XI, I bought it for the Xbox 360. And the only reason why I bought it was because at that time I was trying to own every numbered Final Fantasy. And because it was 11, I needed it. So I put it on my shelf, and then one day I decided, why not? I'm gonna try it. So I went through everything, the installation, all that, the payment.
The 7.5 day long installation that
Did
with the
all
faction
that.
and everything.
Did all that, and then I finally got to play it. And I can't remember what race I picked or what. I just ran around outside of town killing stuff, remembering.
Did you get killed by a bunny? Is that why you quit?
No, actually, I never died. That's the thing. I never died. I was just killing random enemies and freaking hearing the Final Fantasy music every time I leveled up. The victory music.
Yeah.
And
The music in this game was actually not bad.
but then I'm gonna tell you something right there. I don't remember why. But after that, I turned it off, and I never touched it again. So, my score, because I had a few hours playing it, I can give it somewhat of a score.
See, you at least did play it.
I can give it like...
I played it a lot, but not a lot at the same time, if that means anything to anybody.
This is probably the one Final Fantasy...
Because I never got to do any of the cool raids, never got to do any of the cool dungeons,
and this is
never got to unlock all the new classes, because I wanted to unlock that Paladin class. I was going to do it. I was going to get me a Dragoon class, too, so that way I could have a little Wyvern buddy floating around behind me killing shit. I was going to do those things.
Well...
And I couldn't get past level fucking 25. Because I would hit 25, get about 300 or 400 experience in, and then somebody would get our party wiped, and I'd lose my level. That was one of the biggest gripes I had with 11. They fixed that in 14. When you die, you don't lose your experience in D level.
That's the thing, though. I never made it that far into 11.
It sucks.
This is probably going to be the shortest.
No, Final Fantasy 12 is probably going to be the shortest. It's going to be like, this game sucks, it gets to 0, blah, 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 moving on.
To be fair, though, we do have to go through each step. So just like...
Well, with this one...
This one's an MMO. It's a little different.
The graphics aren't terrible. There's a lot of really neat things, though, in the game.
Graphical... We should have started by picking a version. Because, as we know...
Honestly, all the versions work together pretty damn well, but PC's going to win.
I had to pick 360 because it's the only one I played on. You could have picked PS2.
I played PS2 with Ducky and Jeremy. I played 360 with Ducky and Jeremy, and I played PC by myself. And PC wins because my PC was better than my 360 or the PS2.
Makes sense. And MMOs are generally better on a PC anyway.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, because trying to play 14 on a controller is weird. And I'm still not as efficient as I should be.
The game looked good. I mean...
The game was really neat. There was a lot of cool stuff that you can go look at. Chocobos actually looked pretty sweet. You never got to see those, really, did you?
I think in trailers and stuff.
I had to sneak through one of the most bogus areas in the world to get to the place to get my Chocobo.
What?
It sucked.
No, didn't 11 take place in the same world as 12? With the creatures and stuff?
Ivalice?
Oh, no, sorry. 11 took the same time as Tactics Advance.
I think.
I know 12 and like one of the Tactics had... They were in the...
No, 12... No, it was 12 and the Tactics games. Same world. 11 wasn't.
Okay, I was wrong. My bad. Tells you that.
I don't think so.
See,
that's how long it's been since I played the game anyways.
Plus, this 11
I skipped the story.
This 11 and 12 games that we're doing right now, can't really say much. Hated it. Oh, I didn't hate 11. I can't hate 11 because I didn't play it long enough to give it a fair opinion. To be fair, I don't know what the story's about. The gameplay, it's an MMO.
The crafting sucked.
Battle
Getting
system,
your Chocobo was tedious.
Battle system is your basic MMO.
Losing experience and de-leveling when you die because your party is a bunch of fucking asshats is bullshit.
So, really...
The music, though, was one of the big things that got me. That was one of the upsides. Like, the Chocobo music, pretty decent. The music for certain areas... sucked ass. I spent a lot of time in Winders. That was the worst place ever of all times.
Okay. Well, to be fair,
I regretted doing that. I think I got up to like rank 4 for my country, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Sandoria now because their music's cooler and it's a big castle town, and I know where everything is.
And I like the little gimmick when you level up. You hear the victory music from Final Fantasy's past.
The battle music wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
But
I remember that.
The one song that always stuck with me from Final Fantasy XI was Ronfair. It's the place right outside of Sandoria. It's got this really cool medieval-y music-y feel.
Right. Well,
so...
To be fair, guys,
If we would have had Greg here, this would have gone on a lot longer. But this episode probably would have been better.
To be fair, this is going to be one of the shortest ones we've ever done. There's not a lot I can talk about it. And we're going to go ahead and score this, but anybody who's going to listen to this, understand that my score is going to be different than usual because I have to give it a score from when I played, but it's going to be low because I didn't play it enough.
Because you never picked it back up.
I never picked it back up. So, my score, I'm giving it a 2, to be fair, because what I played of it wasn't bad. I probably could have given it a higher score if I would have went back and gave it a chance. That is the score I'm going to give it, and now I'm going to let Nick give his
Actually, you probably be glad that you did stop playing it, because when you level up after you get to X point where they start taking that experience away when you die,
I probably would have gave up.
You would have been pissed. Because literally, as I said, I got to use my End Blizzard spell once. And only once. Because every party I got from that point on got me killed.
So what is your score then, Nick?
This game gets 2.5.
So what does that round it up to?
It's a 2.25.
2.25?
Altogether. And the reason why it gets a 2.5 is...
Parts of the game are fun.
It's not as fun as, say, World of Warcraft was for me.
Right.
Because I've played a lot of MMOs.
Right.
I've played... I even beta tested the Star Trek Online game. I am a huge Star Trek fan.
At that time, when 11 was out,
Star Trek Online sucked a dick.
My MMO...
FF11
was
not as good as World of Warcraft was for me. It definitely wasn't as good as Lord of the Rings Online was for me, and I'm not even a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I just had fun with the game because I had people to play with. When I died, I didn't lose my fucking levels. Seriously. So much hate for that. I want... If anyone that is a game designer happens to listen to this podcast... When you have a leveling system, don't penalize the player by taking their levels away when they die. There's no point. You don't get better. You get pissed off. You stop playing the game. Done. That's the way it goes.
Unless you're one of those guys who loves a challenge.
Until you keep dying. Because of other people's incompetence.
Eventually, you can only die so many times in a game before you're truly done with it.
Unless it's Dark Souls. Because you're playing the game to die. That's the whole premise of Dark Souls.
Dying to learn.
Final Fantasy XI is not Dark Souls.
No. Now,
at all.
We do promise that the next MMO of the Final Fantasy series that we talk about, we will have a lot more to say because...
Actually, I'm level 44 now. No, I think I'm almost level 45 Black Mage on 14. I'm getting there.
Still level 30.
Almost level 50 Black Mage. Then I can kill everything with, Flare.
So, this is, like I said, for all you MMO fans out there, join us for our 14 topic once we get past
Poopy 12.
12 and the 13s.
Yeah, and all the 13s, which I can only go with 13 because I didn't really play 13.2 or 13.3.
So, 2.25 is what this game gets. So, later on.